Hey everyone, this is Jacqueline from the YouTube channel Pixie PhD, here in collaboration with DVC Shop to talk to you today about the cost savings of Disney Vacation Club ownership. The upfront cost of becoming a Disney Vacation Club owner by purchasing a contract can absolutely be quite intimidating. But with some basic math, it's pretty easy to see how in the long run you can definitely save some money. If you routinely travel to Disney destinations, then Disney Vacation Club ownership may be something for you to seriously consider. In this video, we'll walk you through some math of comparing the cost of staying in a standard hotel versus owning Disney Vacation Club. Stay tuned. For this first example, let's assume you are a family of 5, 2 adults and 3 children. You prefer to stay in the same room, but don't want to be too cramped, so normally when you head down to Walt Disney World, you stay in those Finding Nemo suites at the Art of Animation. Art of Animation is a value resort, but the family suites in particular are more priced in the moderate resort range. Because you have school-age children, you are restricted on when you can travel, so you typically take your vacations during the summer. Taking a look at the price for a Finding Nemo family suites at the Art of Animation for 1 full week in August, even with a current promotion of 25% off, this room will cost you about $3,400 for that 1 week stay. Note that when looking at Walt Disney World hotels, the nightly price advertised does not include tax, so be sure to click through all the screens to see your total amount that does include those taxes. Rather than stay in this room year after year, let's instead consider purchasing a Disney Vacation Club contract. For summer travel, you would likely fall into Disney Vacation Club Travel Period 4, which encompasses June 11th through August 31st. There are 7 travel periods, and the travel periods dictate the amount of vacation points it costs as a DVC owner to stay in any given villa. Rather than that nightly cash rate for a hotel, you, as a DVC owner, then have vacation points, and those rates are dictated by each individual resort's points chart. All Disney Vacation Club resorts are super family friendly, but I especially like Old Key West when considering growing kids, as it has a ton of activities to do right at the resort. A week-long stay in an Old Key West 1-bedroom villa that sleeps up to 5 folks during this travel period 4, so most of your summer, will cost you 197 vacation points. Therefore, you would probably want to purchase about a 200-point contract. Each Disney Vacation Club resale contract does have its own price, and those prices do fluctuate with time. We'll go through a couple of examples today, but for the most up-to-date pricing, definitely check DVC Shop's resale listings. The link to that and other helpful information will be in the description below. Currently, you can expect to see larger Old Key West resale contracts priced at around $100 per point. For example, this 230-point contract was recently listed at $95 per point. The cost for these 230 points initially would be about $22,000 then, and then every year you would owe annual dues on those points. Currently, Old Key West's annual dues are $8.36 per point. Each DVC resort contract also has an expiration year. This Old Key West contract expires in 2042. That means you've got about 20 years left on the contract. Next, let's take a look at your yearly price per point. If we divide your initial purchase price, that about $22,000, by the time remaining on the contract, we're going to go ahead and round down to roughly 20 years, then each year costs you about $1,100. Dividing this yearly cost by the number of points you're purchasing, in this case 230, gives you a yearly per point price of about $4.78. Now we add this annualized initial purchase per point cost to the cost of annual dues per point, that $8.36. This results in a yearly per point cost of about $13.14. As we previously mentioned, based on that points chart, it will take 197 points to stay for 1 week in an Old Key West 1-bedroom during the summer travel period 4. 197 vacation points multiplied by that yearly per point cost of a little over $13 per point results in your total 1 week stay costing under $2,600. Comparing this Disney Vacation Club cost to that Art of Animation's family suites cost of around $3,400, there's some clear savings. But if you only utilize 197 vacation points out of your 230-point contract, you then have 33 vacation points left over. The yearly cost of those extra 33 points is around $430. This means the total cost for all 230 of your vacation points, taking into account your yearly annual dues as well as that annualized initial purchase price, is going to be around $3,000. This is still less than those Finding Nemo family suites over at Art of Animation. But even better, you can use those extra 33 vacation points however you want. You could add another night onto your vacation at Old Key West, or you could go ahead and bank those 33 points into your next use year. Between banking and borrowing your vacation points across use years, you could save up to stay in a 2-bedroom villa every few years if you want. Or you could stay at different DVC resorts that may cost more points. Or honestly, if you don't need 230 points, you could consider purchasing a smaller contract, something like 200 points as we first discussed. A smaller contract definitely brings your initial cost down. Your initial purchase price will probably be lower, and then also the amount of annual dues you pay is per point, so if you're buying less points, you'll owe less annual dues overall. Plus, once you become an owner, note that your initial purchase price is never going to change. That price you paid per point to become a Disney Vacation Club owner is not subject to inflation like hotel rates are. And although past data certainly indicates that Disney Vacation Club annual dues do rise a bit each year, historically it's around 3% or so, We can also see that historically, annual dues do not tend to increase nearly as much as the rates of hotel prices. Any way you slice this example, you certainly are saving some money staying in a one-bedroom at Old Key West compared to those Finding Nemo family suites over at the Art of Animation. And remember, that's to stay in a deluxe villa resort instead of a value/moderate. The Finding Nemo family suites are approximately 565 square feet, which is generously sized. That being said, one-bedroom villas at Old Key West are much larger at well over 900 square feet. By becoming a DVC owner, you're honestly getting a lot more, and you would be saving some money at the same time. Next, let's do a fairly different example. Say your travel party is you and your partner, and your jobs are pretty flexible. You can basically travel whenever you want. You prefer to stay in deluxe resorts and enjoy walkability to the theme parks. Let's take a look at what I consider one of the best times to head down to Walt Disney World: early December. If you wait until after Thanksgiving but before Christmas, the crowds are going to be low, but the parks will be all lit up in their holiday magic. Because you like quick access to theme parks, let's do comparison within the Beach Club, which is just a hop, skipping away from Epcot, and also you can walk to Hollywood Studios. Plus, who doesn't love the Stormlong Bay pool complex? 1 week in a hotel room at the Beach Club Resort in early December with a water view room will cost you around $5,800 this year. Standard view rooms typically cost $100 less per night than a water view room, so if you were to book a standard view room instead, the total cost for that would be around $5,000. Because there's only 2 of you traveling, you don't need larger Disney Vacation Club accommodations and are fine with staying in studios. At the Beach Club Villas, which will comfortably accommodate 2 of you, will cost 107 points for a week in early December. December 1st through 14th is contained in Travel Period 2. If you have flexibility with your travel dates, this is a very economical time to head down to Walt Disney World. If you need 107 points for a week-long stay, consider a 120-point contract. Beach Club is a very popular Disney Vacation Club resort, so it does cost a little bit more per point than Old Key West. Again, check DVC Shop's resale listings for the most up-to-date pricing. Assume you can snag a contract for $145 per point. This would bring your initial purchase price for 120 points to $17,400. Beach Club Villa home resort contracts expire in 2042, so again, you've got about 20 years left on that contract. The annualized initial purchase price is $870, meaning for 120 points, your annualized per point cost is $7.25. Currently, Beach Club annual dues are $7.44 per point. This brings your total yearly cost to $14.69. 107 points for that week-long early December stay in a Beach Club studio will then cost you under $1,600. Compared to the hotel rate of about $5,000 for that standard view room, you're easily saving $3,000 every trip. Even accounting for all 120 vacation points you buy in that contract instead of just the 107 you're planning on using for this week-long stay, that total cost comes to under $1,800. This is still much less than that hotel rate you'd be paying. Over the 20 years remaining on this contract, you could easily save $60,000 or more compared to paying for hotels. And while we can't predict the future, historical data definitely indicates that hotel prices will continue to rise at a rate faster than those of annual dues. This $60,000 of lifetime contract savings assumes that the hotel rate and annual dues will scale equally. But there's a decent chance that nightly hotel rates will continue to increase faster than annual dues. Therefore, as a DVC owner, compared to paying those hotel rates, you could end up saving even more than $60,000 over the next 20 years. Plus, there's other little fun perks of being a DVC owner, like free parking, that you don't have access to when you're booking the standard nightly hotel rates. I hope you found this explanation of Disney Vacation Club ownership cost savings helpful. If you've got questions about how to customize this math to best fit your situation, leave a comment down below. The gist, though, essentially is figure out how many vacation points you'd need to travel during the time of year you'd like in the villa size you desire at the home resort you want to stay in the most. Then annualize the cost of that initial purchase per point based on that resort's expiration year and add in annual dues. Finally, compare that price to what you've already been paying to stay in Disney hotels. You will probably easily be able to show yourself the potential savings of becoming a Disney Vacation Club owner as opposed to paying that nightly hotel rate year after year. If you'd like to dive further into some math, looking at the potential monetary savings of becoming a Disney Vacation Club owner, come on over to my YouTube channel, Pixie PhD. We recently went over the concept of a break-even point for your Disney Vacation Club initial purchase that you may find helpful. Thanks so much for everyone who did leave a like on the video, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can ring the bell icon to receive notifications whenever new videos are posted. We hope that these videos are helping to demystify Disney Vacation Club ownership. And remember that DVC Shop always has resale experts on hand to help out with any questions you may have. I hope you have a magical rest of your day.